Jay Bachelor, Hip Hop Weekly Magazine, Houston Indie Spotlight. We've been grinding it out in the H-Town, and what better place to put in that work? I mean, when you think about hip hop and the South's influence, you can't deny cities like Atlanta and Houston and how they, were moving units out the back of their trunk at one point, selling CDs. They kind of redefined that. So I'm happy that we're here. Always talking to underground artists and connecting with the guys that are working their way up, putting in that work. Got a lot of questions for you, man. But before we hop into our questions, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're coming from, bro.
Man, I'm Dray10, man. Raised in Toledo, Ohio. Moved to Atlanta. Now I'm in Houston. So I'm moving around, man. I've been in a lot of different places, doing a lot of different type of music. So, I'm saying I'm just happy to be here, you know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. A lot of my favorite artists happen to be from Ohio, man. Shout out Stolly. Shout out Bone Thugs and Harmony. Shout out Kid Cudi.
True indeed. They be sleeping on my boys. They be sleeping on the boys, the OH boys, man.
Exactly. Talk about, you're in a kind of unique region when you're from Ohio, because you got that Midwest influence, you got the Southern influence, but y'all also rock with East Coast cats.
Yeah, I love the lyricism out of the East Coast more than anything. But it's something about that southern feel of music, you know what I mean? So I try to blend it in my music. I try to blend both. I want to make sure the lyricism is always on point. But sometimes it get lost in translation with beat choices. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure the music speaks for itself, and then we complement each other with the lyricism and the music back and behind it with a great hook. You know what I mean? Just good music all the way around.
Absolutely. Now you got to kind of tell us, because hip hop is such a powerful movement that so many people are fans. But what sparked the decision for you to go from fan to an actual artist, to actually make this your career?
Nas. I'm a big Nas fan. I like storytelling. I like speaking from the soul. Nas and Joe Budden are my two favorite artists. So those type of artists, when you have that artistry of speaking that truth, people can't help but either feel it. You know what I'm saying? It may not be your cup of tea, but at the end of the day, when you feel a record, that's what makes you a fan. You know what I'm saying? When I can relate to your story, that's the vibe, and I got the energy from them. I always wrote poetry when I was a younger kid, like, in high school and things like that. That translated over into music. So I just started kicking verses, and people in my school was like, yo, you nice, you real nice. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and do this thing, man, and see how, what can come of it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Nas, Joe Budden, both guys have been revered for their lyricism and their passion for their craft. Who are some guys from the new generation that you're kind of into?
I'm a big J. Cole fan. I like J. Cole, Drake, Big Sean. I'm a big King Los fan too. I listen to a lot of different type of music. But when it comes to hip hop, I always listen to up and coming people, the Chance the Rappers and stuff like that. So I try to see where they're headed to, and I don't want to take their style and emulate it at all. Just be aware of what's going on around me, and inspire your own lane. You know what I'm saying? Don't bite nobody else's style. So I have my own sound, my own lane. And I hope that it coincides with what everybody else is doing, so people can choose their lane. Hip hop is so expanded now; they can choose what they want. You want club, you got that. You want something spiritual, you can have that from like Lecrae. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to have my own lane where I got my own pocket and I fit in, and I build my fan base off of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. The guys you mentioned, King Los and Nas, Joe Budden, J. Cole, all these guys put a tremendous amount of work into their music. So I'm curious, what's your studio life like, your work ethic? How often are you writing music?
I'm writing music every day, every single day. I know a lot of different producers that I work with, from UK all the way from Ohio to Milwaukee to Houston to Atlanta. So I got a lot of people that, like what I do and I like what they do, and we just have a good relationship. I'm writing constantly because I write from the soul, I write from the heart. And any person in life, if you constantly progressing, you get new challenges, you get new stories. So you should never really have something to stop writing about. It's not about catching on to the trend. It's about staying true to who you are as an artist. So as you're progressing, you have more to write about. So I'm constantly, whether it's life, whether it's, battles with insecurities, whether it's just truth, whether it's a new female in my life, I'm constantly writing records. So there'll be a lot of records that don't come out. And then there'll be the records that do come out on albums and mixtapes. So I constantly got songs in the vault.
How are you connecting with these artists, whether they be in the U.S. or across the other side of the map? How are you linking up with these people?
I was in a group called the Undergrads before. I was in Houston and Atlanta, and we made a lot of different connections with different type of artists, and through Twitter, through Instagram, which you can go to Dray10 Hip Hop. All my sites are on there. You just kind of link with people and talk to people, and when you interact with people, you get their vibe, you feel their energy, just the way that people talk sometimes, and you like, all right, man, I see that you like this artist, I like this artist. You have a certain type of way you look at life. I have a similar way too. What kind of music you do? You let me hear something, I'll let you hear something, and then we start building off of that. And then he's like, yo, I like what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Well, let's see what we can make. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm big on producers. I tell them when I meet a producer, I'm like, hey, I don't want to hear no trap beats. It's not my thing. Let me hear what you excel at, and I'll show you what I excel at. That means when we connect, we collab, it's effortless. Because we both in our own lane, it just happens to blend and flow peacefully, and we make a great record out of it.
Absolutely. I definitely want to give our online audience a chance to jump into some of your work immediately. So what are 2 tracks that are online currently that you want them to check out? And then tell us what makes those 2 tracks so significant.
I would say my album is out. It's called Maps, Maximizing All Potential Seriously. The title track is one of my favorite tracks I've ever written. It came from a conversation with my mother and my father from talking about maximizing potential. And I actually have them on the record, the conversation on the record, in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. And I think people should check for that, because it's a lot of artists don't really speak on their insecurities or things that their fears. They're not really 100% honest with themselves. And I don't think you can be 100 in this world till you're 100 with yourself. So you hear a lot of my thought process just kind of bouncing around with things that I want to fix to make me a better person, not only a better artist, but a better individual. You know what I mean? So I say Maps is the record that they should check for. And I have a song called Cruise Control, produced by my man George Young. It's like the lead single. It's a great feel. It's a great vibe. Summertime's coming back around. We're going to end up rolling the video out for that when the summertime hit. And it's just a good energy, a good positive feeling record. When you hear it, it speaks to the soul. So I would say Maps off the record, off the album, and Cruise Control off the album Maps.
Most definitely, most definitely. What do you want people to take most from when they check your music out? What do you want them to walk away thinking about or feeling?
That I want people to feel like there was a honesty revealed to them that they haven't really felt before from an artist. That not the cocky braggadocio. My goal is to not influence you to be arrogant. It's more to influence you to be true to who you are. Whether you're an artist, whether you just work a 9 to 5, anything that you do, be honest. I'm a person that believes I'm gonna show you the journey. All I do is win, win, win. For me, is not realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes if I catch that L, I'll show you that L, because I don't have that strong of an insecurity where I'm like, yo, I feel some kind of way. Everybody catches some type of L. But I'm going to show you, when I catch that L, that adversity of how I overcame it. And I want people to understand when they listen to the music that long as you pursuing whatever it is you want to accomplish, you're going to get through it. And I want people to feel that when they hit a record, like, yo, I like this dude. He honest, he real, and I know that none of this is a facade. It's 100% real.
No doubt, no doubt. You talking about summer coming up. You got videos coming. Beyond that, what are some things that music fans should look out for you in the near future?
I'm going to be performing at South by Southwest. I got a couple shows coming up for there. I got a tour coming in the summer for July. It's going to be all on my website, Dray10.com. Check that out. Everything you need to know is there. I'm working on the mixtape to hit in the middle of the summer with, but I'm still promoting Maps. The album Maps hasn't been out even that long, so that's what we looking to push for. And once you check all the Dray10.com and check all my media and everything, you'll see everything that's coming up. I lay it out so easy for people to see. So that's what's going on.
Is this your first time performing at South by Southwest?
Yeah, this will be my first show. My first show at South by Southwest. I'm excited, man. I've been waiting to get on South by Southwest forever, man. Like, I've been wanting to do all of that. So with this album rolling out and the response that I'm getting is so much love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because people are obviously feeling it. So I'm like, yo, let's get this show moving, man. I'm gonna try to tear this show down, man, for real.
South by Southwest. Hip Hop Weekly is always out there. I'll be out there. Cameraman Bobby J will be out there.
Yeah.
So definitely invite us out to the show, man. We'd love to check that out, man. Before I let you go, hit them with your Twitter, your IG, and send a message to all your supporters, man. Your day one.
Man, Twitter, IG, All that is the same, man. Dray10 Hip Hop, Dray the number 10 Hip Hop, man. Go to that. Go to Dray10.com. You can download the album maps on all streaming sites, Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify. It's available to get. You know, it's easy to get. So y'all know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all for supporting the kid, man. Big things coming, more and more things is rolling out. So if you keep rocking with the kid, you'll see the success, you'll see the story, man. And I'm gonna take y'all along on the journey. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. Hip Hop Weekly, Houston, Ohio, Atlanta. We out.